Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to 1 Minute Tennis Coach. Today I'd like to talk to you about how to reduce errors and maintain very easy speed on the forehand side. The technique I'm going to show you is rarely, if ever, mentioned. I haven't seen it online anywhere, and yet it's fundamental because every single top player in the world makes the same movement that I'm going to show you. As we begin the stroke, the left hand naturally crosses the body, and then as we begin the upswing to the ball, the left arm recovers to the left side of the body, prompting internal shoulder rotation, engaging the deltoids and engaging the pectoral muscles. But the path that most players take for the left hand to cross the body is incorrect. The vast majority of players that I've worked with or observed, unless this is coached correctly, then they bring the left hand across and then lower this hand and make the swing. It can be that they bring the hand across and down to the side, or it can be that they allow the hand to lower and then bring it back to collect the racket. But for the correct motion and the most efficient motion, I want you to imagine that we have a shelf across my body here. And now I take the racket back and my left hand goes across the shelf and then back across the shelf. The height of the shelf is dictated by my ready position and my left hand across the shelf and back across the shelf. This means that I'm very unlikely to collapse on the stroke. See how now my shoulders are uneven and I have a very inefficient movement. And now I go across the shelf and back across the shelf, and I have a beautiful rotational movement employing angular momentum. This is a really simple piece of advice to follow, but it makes a lot of difference. For the real tennis fans among you, if you look at Andy Murray's forehand, he never used to get through the ball and really put the ball away until he worked with Ivan Lendl. When he worked with Lendl, they corrected this technique and Murray started to hit some of the biggest forehands in the world. This also applies in many other sports. You can see this in boxing. When the fighters are boxing, they will jab and jab like this, but when they hit the haymaker, this hand will come in and this hand will come back. It won't come down, it will come in, creating internal shoulder rotation and rotational forces and energy. Try this now and apply it in your game. It's easy, it's simple, and it makes a big difference. It means generally that the players stop forcing the ball so much, so they make less mistakes, but they keep the racket speed and power. Go across the shelf and then back across the shelf. Let us know how it works. If you like this advice and if it works for your game, please let us know in the comments section. And if you want more advice and more help on your game, remember we do one-to-one online consultations. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It makes a big difference to everybody in the channel. And I hope you enjoyed today's session. See you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.